Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Tag, welcome to the stream. Okay, ready to go, I think. I hope. Let's just go and find out. Alright, continuing our little journey through the Realm Reborn class quests. Well, combat class quests. I haven't even done all the crafting class quests, so just going to do the combat ones. On stream, that is. I like that cute little animation when you log in an inn and your character wakes up in bed. That's cute. Okay. So yesterday we did Bard and we did Marauder. So today we'll do Warrior because Marauder turns into Warrior, and then we'll do either Arcanist or Rogue. We'll get through the Limsa Leminsa classes. Okay. Take out the Warrior set. Fighter. And I also have the Warrior set in here. I don't really use that one. I'm not really a fan of how it looks. Restore, yes. Restore. Pants. And boots. Just so we can show what both of those sets look like. Alright. Warrior. Instead of breaking boulders with our axes, we break them with our fists. Now that's pugilist. That's the monk. Yeah, the warrior still uses an axe. It's just the upgraded Marauder. Oh yeah, New Game Plus. Tank. Yeah, so we did Marauder yesterday. That involved fighting a big, scary boar monster. I forget what it was called. Oh, you were kidding? Okay. Yeah, we fought a big Kujata. That was its name, Kujata. We fought that to get revenge for a young boy's family. Now we'll begin Warrior, which is nothing alike. New Game Plus mode. Pride and Duty. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Yeah, so it is interesting how the upgraded class quests, they go off on their own. They're nothing to do with the unupgraded class quests. Totally different characters and such. Alright, this is the Marauders Guild. Oh, yeah, we have to be a Marauder, so we've got to take off our soul crystal. Alright. Pride and Duty will take you from the mountain. I don't know what that's a reference to. Ah, Milchan. Just the woman I was hoping to see. Aye, it's plain as day that you have no equal in our guild, and I've a task that I'd entrust to no ordinary marauder. To wit, I just received a message from an old comrade in arms of mine, who now serves as a guardsman in Costa del Sol. It would seem the fighting's grown fierce in those parts, and he finds himself in dire need of reinforcements. Mind you, this man is no white-livered whelp. He can wield an axe with the best of them, as evidenced by Master Gigaruju's paying good coin for the services of he and his men. No, any enemy who could fluster that bunch is not one to be trifled with. I've sent Sulquib on ahead to tend to the wounded. Seek her out upon your arrival, and she'll apprise you of the situation at hand. To Costa del Sol. That's that little beach resort. Sulquib, hello. Melchan, ever the sight for sore eyes. A nasty bale of turtles has been preying on this area of late, snapping and gnashing at everything in sight. Why, even the best men that Master Gigaruju could buy find themselves no match for the creatures. Turtles? Alright. Word has it that the beasts have been sighted swimming in from the lightly guarded northern shore. I would send you there to investigate the cause behind their burgeoning numbers. When turtles attack. A fell demon. Scary man. Damn it all. Melchan, we must see to these beasts. If they're giant snapping turtles, you wouldn't blame them one bit. Why is that? Crazed Archelon. Not sure what an Archelon is, but alright. Ah. Put on a tanking stance. Oh yeah, no, it died. Leave my healer alone. Seven hells! There's no end to them. Prepare to fall back. Ooh, hello. I'll see to the shellbacks. You whelps just try not to end up as turtle grub. This one doesn't have red eyes. That axe! I've not seen its like in... Melchan, we must do what we can. Turtles! Let's go fight these ones. Leave her alone, you jerks. Numbers. We got all kinds of things attacking now, not just turtles. Wind sprites. A normal snapping turtle can take your finger off. Oh, yeah, I've heard that they've got a really nasty bite. Times that power by 100 for a giant one. Yeah, that's a scary thought. We won! That should send them scuttling back to their nests. You can call me Curious Gorge. One remark about the name and I'll rip your ugly heads from your shoulders and suck the marrow out of your twitching spines. Friendly. You two are guards from Costa del Sol, I reckon? Not as such. We are of the Marauders Guild, sent here by Axemaster Wernzoan to assist in the defence. I am Sulquib, and this is my comrade Melchan. From the guild, you say? Well, blow me down and call me a bogey. Had you told me sooner, I'd have introduced myself with proper respect. You're Melchan, right? We've only just met, but I see in you a strength not found in ordinary women. What say you unleash the beast within and become a warrior with me? A warrior, you say? So it was you I saw, brandishing battle techniques I had thought lost to the sands of time. Lost? Perhaps in these parts, but where I come from, the way of the warrior is alive and well. My tribe has been handing them down for thousands of years. Yet our numbers dwindle with every new summer, and this is why I left the mountain where I was raised to come here. What say you, Melchan? If you would walk the path of the warrior with me, seek me out at Hidden Falls. The warriors of old. We have all heard the tales, but never once did I dream that I would meet one in the flesh. My memory is cloudy, but many years ago it was said there was a young marauder in the company of heroes who would unleash crushing blows theretofore unseen by his comrades. When the company disbanded, he vanished, never to be seen again. Might that be this Curious Gorge? I cannot vouch for the man's identity, but there could be no denying the display of strength we saw today, nor that he has taken a liking to you, Melchan. This could be an opportunity for the ages. Hidden Falls, was it? Were I in your boots, I would head off there without delay. Oh. Off to see Curious Gorge. And yes, his name is fantastic. Yeah, he stands under a waterfall. Show off. I knew you would come, Melchan. Let us begin. Any woman can take up an axe and call herself a marauder, but to become a true warrior, she must prove she can tame the inner beast that guides the blade. I witnessed your battle with the turtles, and I must say that I was impressed. You have proven yourself far more worthy of this than I could have imagined. In your hands lies the soul of the warrior, a crystal within which the deeds of 1,000 warriors from history are recorded. For countless generations, the soul has been passed on to those in my tribe who choose the path of the warrior, to guide them and aid them on their journey. When your inner beast awakens, the runes will resonate, further empowering your will and granting you such strength as you never thought possible. Today, there is cause for celebration, my friend, for through you, I have ensured that my tribe's legacy will endure. Yes, it is for this day, this moment, that I came down from the mountain. Yet however earnestly I pursue my goal, I cannot deny the fear inside me that my mission will ultimately end in failure. For you see, while I style myself a warrior, the truth is that I left the mountains before my training was complete. And while I carry with me the chronicles of my ancestors, detailing the ancient arts of war, I lack the ability to fully decipher the texts. Yet there may still be hope, for there is another who fled my village, one who shared my dream of passing on the teachings of the tribe, and can read the tome, my brother. Without him, I fear there is little more I can teach you at this time, but that will not discourage me from continuing my studies of the chronicles, nor shake my belief that further secrets will soon reveal themselves to me. Until then, I ask that you use the knowledge I've passed on to you and continue your training. You must strive to harden your will, so that it may endure the strain of future burdens. Good luck, my friend. Warrior unlocked. Chuck that crystal on. Arr. Now we warrior. Under normal circumstances, you'd have to question the person who'd be impressed by a bout with turtles. They were very big turtles, okay? Welcome back, my friend. I can see that you've not neglected your training. For my part, I fear that deciphering the ancient chronicles of my people is proving to be a much more demanding task than I had imagined. Mind you, it hasn't helped that I've been somewhat preoccupied of late. A comrade of mine from my days in the company of heroes asked me to do a favour, and it's taken me back and forth across the realm like some bloody ferry. I'm on a hunt for some mysterious feral beast that's been terrorising small folk. People don't know where this monstrosity came from, but witnesses say its thirst for blood is unlike anything they've ever seen. Unfortunately, the time I have spent in pursuit of the beast is time I have not spent studying the chronicles, and I'm sorry to say I've made little progress. However, while on the road, I was able to decipher one passage that may be of interest to us both. From what I can gather, the chronicles tell of an ancient set of armour, forged by my ancestors in the flames of the Seven Hells, and inscribed with the same arcane incantations that adorn the soul of a warrior. It would seem that this mighty armour was passed down from hero to apprentice for centuries, until one man, driven by rage and vainglory, cast all 5 pieces from Abelathia's highest peak. Since that day, the armour has remained lost, and with it, the power that it harbours. So it's funny the excuses they come up with each time for why your armour is all over the place for each different class. As far as I can make out, the next passage in the Chronicles concerns the whereabouts of these missing artefacts, though I've only been able to make sense of the odd word thus far. Still, I must confess to some excitement. Imagine what a warrior clad in such garb could achieve. Ah, if only my brother were here. We could decipher the text together and spread the teachings of our people to the entire realm. Alas, he is not. His whereabouts are as hidden to me as those of the ancient armour. I would have liked you to meet him, if only so that you could have looked upon a true warrior. Well, perhaps you still shall. Eorzea is not as large as most people perceive. Paths cross, fates intertwine. Such is the will of the spinner. It may be that my brother has chosen a similar path to mine. But I've rambled long enough. You are here to take the next step in your training, and so I shall oblige. In the southern reaches of Thanalan is the Segoli Desert, a god's forsaken wasteland of naught but sand that stretches as far as the eye can see. It is here that the Leviathan of the Dunes lurks, a sandworm of gargantuan proportions. When facing this mammoth creature, you will soon realise that the feeble hacks and slashes of your puny axe are ill-suited to the task of felling such a foe. But do not let this dissuade you. Wake the slumbering beast within, and summon forth a strength that transcends the limits of your physical form. Mind you, first you'll have to find the beast, and that might prove a tall order in itself. The Yew tribe that inhabits Forgotten Springs is wise to the movements of the denizens of the desert, Should you want for guidance, I'd wager they could set you in the right direction. We're hunting a big worm in the desert. Big worm in desert. If anyone asks, there were 50 of them, and they were rattlesnakes. What's that from? I recognise that quote, but I don't remember what it's from. Oh yeah, so this is Forgotten Springs. It's where a tribe of Makote live. The U tribe, I think they were called. Their names all start with U. The Leviathan of the Dunes saw the fearsome bugger not a week ago, preying on a group of merchants south of Got Strike. The smart ones dropped their wares, turned tail and ran. The dumb ones? Well, at least they can say they died rich. Aye, I've seen the beast. Stands 3 malms high, he does, and stirs up sandstorms with each writhe and wriggle. Showed up in my hunting field some years ago, and has been swallowing up my would-be prey in that gaping maw of his ever since. Big worm is very big, apparently. The second ice age, when Sid and Dago got owned by a pair of weasels. Ah, yep. Oh yeah, also this guy is the leader of the tribe, and yeah, he's one of the members of that company of heroes. Know that you will always be welcome in Forgotten Springs, Mochan. The U do not forget their friends. He rolls his R's. Wish I could roll my R's. Sounds cool. Sandworms are particularly sensitive to vibrations in the earth, such as those made by running. If you're looking to summon one of the beasts, then I suggest you search for their tracks, then run about making as much of a clamour as possible. I would also suggest you seek a cure for your madness. Hey, it's training, okay? It's training. Yeah. Gonna go attract the attention of Big Scary Worm so we can smack it many times with an axe. That's such a weird mount. That's a current promotion mount. But I think you can only get it in the US. You have to buy some Butterfingers or something and get a code. But we don't have Butterfingers here in Australia. All I know is there's some kind of chocolate. That's all I know. Ah! Hi. Sudden gigantic worm. Boom. Die, worm. The warriors of ages past have borne witness to your bravery. Back to Curious Gorge. Don't you usually cut worms in half with a shovel? I hope there's a glamour you can get to glamour your axe as a shovel. That'd be great. That'd be hilarious. Whoosh. kind of bored of the Wolfie mount. What other mounts can I use? A disembodied head? No thanks. Big Kitty, Deathclaw. Oh, let's use Maggie. Yeah, we use Maggie. Friend Maggie. Ah, Melchan. Your crystal grows ever stronger. In felling the raging sandworm, the beast within you slowly but surely rouses to wakefulness. When next you do battle, methinks you will find yourself capable of movements heretofore unfamiliar to you. When you have mastered your new talents, return to me. In the meanwhile, I shall continue my study of the ancient texts. You hear the whispers of the village ancestors. In a beast. So that's that one where you get beast gauge and you spend it on that and just do a nice big attack. Yeah, I'll go through what the warrior does at the end of the quest line. They did something similar with some extra add-ons and a theme for FF7R. You had to buy Butterfingers or Baby Ruths to get them, but after a while they became free. Oh, okay. Oh, it seems like they do a lot of promotions with Butterfingers. Level 40. Curious Gorge goes to Wineport. Which is one of my favourite quest names I've ever seen. Yeah, hang on. Just need some more water. Hello again, my friend. It is quite obvious that you have been anything but idle in your training since last we met. Your progress is heartening to look upon, truly. But it also serves to remind me that each hour I spend poring over ancient texts is an hour not spent honing my skills. I fear my worth on the battlefield is diminishing by the day. Yet I am certain that my studies of the Chronicles will yield something of use. In fact, just last night, I discovered how the warriors of my tribe came to be shunned by the outside world. Upon witnessing my people's prowess with the axe, the armies of the city-states began to incorporate similar techniques into their own training regimens. These are the self-same techniques I've been instructing you in, Melchan, ones which call upon the inner beast. The consequences, of course, were dire. Yes, their soldiers became nigh on unstoppable, but they also became wholly uncontrollable, and both friend and foe fell prey to the ensuing carnage. Of course, the heads of the city-states laid the blame for these atrocities solely at the feet of my kind, promptly banning the ancient art and imprisoning anyone suspected of teaching it. Or so the chronicles say. What I find hard to grasp, though, is that never once during my training did my brother hint at this dark history, nor have I myself ever seen one of my tribe succumb to the rage that the chronicles describe. Could it be that the tales are mere falsehoods? Stories concocted by some long-forgotten enemy who would poison our heritage and befoul our tribe's name? Who in their right mind would seek to sully something so pure? And why would my ancestors simply bow their heads and suffer such ignominy? That my people should be so weak, so utterly bereft of pride, is inexplicable. I refuse to believe it. This waterfall's really loud, isn't it? You used to love Butterfingers, but they don't taste like they used to. You rather dislike them now. You found this out during that promotion. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, we don't have those here in Australia. It matters not if these claims are groundless. If they prompted my tribe's art to fade into obscurity, then the damage has already been done. Well, I for one will not turn a blind eye to this injustice. If none of my people will give the lie to the stories that have so tarnished their reputation, will give the lie... It shall have to be me. Baby Ruth still tastes fine. I don't. What are Baby Ruth bars too? That's such a strange name for a chocolate bar. I suppose we have bars like Picnic. Picnics are great. But once again, I lose myself in history and forget the present. If you recall, I spoke to you of my former comrades from the Company of Heroes, and the great woolly beast we have been pursuing. The beast remains on the loose, and to toss a pound of salt on the wound, fell creatures that appear to be its minions have been wreaking havoc on the innocent residents of Wineport. Were you and I to succeed in quelling the threat, surely the people would see that warriors are no fearsome beasts, but valuable allies. Together, Melchan, we will win back our proud name. Now, let us away to Wineport, to meet with the captain of the militia. Curious Gorge goes to Wineport. Maggie! Yeah, Wineport's just over here. It's where they make wine. Who could have guessed? They have caramel and peanuts. Less peanuts than paydays, which have way too many for your taste. Ah, okay, yep. That sounds like our picnics, actually. Zooming through Wineport. Clunk, 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 clunk. I am here. My friends, Wineport is much obliged for your aid. The fiends come relentlessly, and what few able-bodied men we have find themselves hopelessly overmatched. Indeed, the western gates have been so besieged that they are currently left without any man defence. Leave the defence to us, my good man. I will secure the western gate. Melchan, you defend the town from the east. Together, we will form a bulwark that not a single fiend can penetrate. Once the enemy has been driven back, we return here to back up the captain. Got it, Melchan? Melchan, was it? I will stand guard here. You head north and cut the monsters off at the pass. Okay. We head north. Clunk, 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 clunk. I love these kind of mix. Just the nice walker mix. Just standing guard. Raptors. There's more. Oh no. Birds. Quite a lot of beasts of different kinds. Alright. You have succeeded. Clunk, clunk. Thank the 12 you're safe. We have need of your skills yet. I just heard a scream, and I fear that one of the beasts might be loose within the village. Come with me. Alright. Curious Gorge has got this. You monster! Get away! Get away! Monster? But I... Come no closer, Mil-chan. I beg of you. I must return to the falls. The warriors of ages have borne witness to my stone-like tenacity. Okay. Whatever has gotten into Curious Gorge? 'Tis true that he fought like a man possessed, but to mistake him for the very beast he hunts? Methinks the child's parents have been feeding her a few too many ghost stories for her own good. Worry not, friend. I shall speak to the villagers and clear up this most unfortunate misunderstanding. Do return to the Falls, and assure Curious Gorge that Wineport is indebted to him for his aid. You were putting clothes in the dryer. What happened? Curious Gorge was protecting the villagers from some birds, but his eyes went red, and the villagers were scared of him, and he seemed little confused. Yeah, and he went back to the Falls. So we're gonna go check up on him. There's stories about warriors losing control. They're sounding a bit scarier now. Mil-chan, please forgive me for leaving so abruptly earlier. It was a hasty reaction to a situation for which I was completely unprepared. While both you and I know that I was in complete control of my inner beast, I now realise that to the layman's eye, it may have seemed that, well, the opposite was true. Mayhap it was this very misapprehension that lent weight to the lies which led to my tribe's disgrace. If that is the case, then perhaps I should return once more to the Chronicles, and endeavour to reassess their message in light of this discovery. Speaking of light, your soul crystal, Mil-chan, it sparkles. Does the soul of the warrior have aught to reveal to you? Any whispers of import? If only they hadn't forsaken me, as they did my brother. Yes, well, I suppose that is that. I must continue my studies, and you your training. I hope to have something new for both of us very soon. Until then, my friend. Yeah, so he says he was in complete control. Okay. His eyes glowed red. That's never good. You hear the whispers of the village ancestors. We've got Mithril Tempest. Yeah, that's our AoE combo move. Very cool. Level 45. Looking the part. Welcome again, my friend. I was wondering when your travels would bring you back this way. It just so happens that I have some exciting news. I have finally uncovered the clues pertaining to the whereabouts of the lost armour of my ancestors. As it turns out, after the fallen hero cast the 5 pieces from the mountaintop, 5 of his pupils set out to recover them, intending to restore their master's name. What is more, they were actually successful in this search. However, when it came to reuniting the set, the armour's great power began to work upon their minds, and not one could bring himself to relinquish his piece. Realizing then that their master's fatal pride was born of the artifact's combined influence, the pupils resolved to keep the pieces separate, and to share between 5 the power that might otherwise have consumed 1. Thus did each of them carve their own place in history. The chronicles go on to say that years later, prior to death, each of the pupil returned to the scene of their own greatest victory, and buried the artifact in their possession in a final attempt to prevent any one warrior from holding the set, and it is there that the pieces still rest. You may be interested to know that the armour I wear is itself a replica of the set crafted by my ancestors, identical in all respects, save for its lack of the arcane enchantments that adorn the original. I know what you might be thinking. If we were to bring the 5 pieces together once more, what would prevent us from being corrupted in the same fashion? Well, I've thought of that. What we need only do is trace the runes we find on the armour onto every piece of warrior gear. What? That way, there would be no need to worry about a single proud fool becoming drunk on their all-surpassing power, as every warrior in the realm will be possessed of the self-same might. It's quite brilliant, if I do say so myself. So, how about we split up and begin the search straight away? 3 of the locations seem quite self-evident. I would entrust the search there to you, while I track down the other 2 with tome in hand. One piece is said to be buried under the great rocks of Boulder Downs in Corthus, while another slumbers peacefully at Camp Tranquil in the South Shroud. The last of the 3 rests untouched at Pirata's Peace in Western Fenelon. Unearth those 3 relics and bring them to me. With any measure of fortune, I'll have tracked down the remaining 2 by the time of your return. So his solution is to just, copy the armor so everyone has this super powerful armor? Yeah, okay. Sure. Ooh. It's foggy. Oh my god. Laser butt! Got laser butt. Or what was sword butt? Blade butt? What was the name of that? What was that term they used in World of Final Fantasy? Sword butt. Anyway, that looks cool. Butt swords. There we go. Butt swords. Thank you. Got butt swords. Salamander. Smack it. Smack it with an axe. Stun it. Ugh. This chest is just sitting here, and I guess no one stumbled upon it before. A piece of the fighter's armor. Okay, I think that's the gloves. Fighters. That one. Here we go. Got the gloves. Next is in Corthus. They knew it was a trap. It does have that purple circle around it, so... Boom. Boom. Was that one of the pieces of Dalamud? I forget. I don't think it was. I don't know if we've found out the lore of whatever this is yet. I think this one's in a little stream. Oh, hi. Come on. You can get here. You can do it. Boom. Crimson snow. Not ominous in the least. Nope. Pants. Got pants. And to Fennerland we go. All the way up here, near Cape Westwind. Oh, look at that sunbeam. It's cool. God rays. Oh, look at the god rays. So cool. Anyway, I flew over where I was going. Giggling Gigantoad. That's a very creepy name. Can you please get away from the chest? Get away from the thank you. Hecate. This thing's name is Hecate. And the boots. Chuck on the little booty boots. Some of the set. Back to Curious Gorge. Any way to disable all the stuff on your screen? Yes, actually. Yeah, there's a hide UI shortcut like that. And you can even still press your buttons and stuff. And you can do G pose. Oh, can't do that. Slash G pose. Yeah, there's the camera mode function, which is also very good for this stuff. Some really good settings, options for that kind of thing. That's cool. I know what you'd be doing, spending hours if you were playing. Yes. Hi, I'm back. How fares your search, Mel-chan? Have you found aught of my tribe's ancient relics? Should you have the 3 pieces of armour, don them and show them to me. Ah, Mel-chan, that you found the gear is most gratifying, but what I would truly fancy would be to see you in it. Am I not... wait. Stand still for a moment. The armour so becomes you that I could not tell you had it on at first glance. But now I can have no doubt. I sense the power of the runes inscribed on each piece, resonating with your soul crystal. This is the long-lost armour of the warrior. I too have found one of the relics, but I have run into an unexpected rub. When I donned the piece, I felt nothing, as if the lost treasure were no different from the unadorned replicas already in my possession. Whether the power has been lost to it, or must needs be awakened by means yet unknown to me, this I cannot say. The ancient texts still hold many mysteries beyond my ability to decipher. But before I forget, I should mention to you that I did indeed track down another piece before I was waylaid by this current conundrum. You should find it sealed away at Red Mantis Falls. Red Mantis Falls, where was that? Oh, it's over there. I am here. Let's just take a little shortcut to Wineport. Keep forgetting that Maggie has these fun little buttons now. Shoot the chest. A red mantis! At Red Mantis Falls? What? And this will be the helm? Yeah, that's the hat. Put on the hat. We are wearing hat. Yeah, this glowy aura is from my beast meter. You can't really turn it off, I don't think. No, you can't. Oh well. Back to Curious Gorge. Still taking shots in Ghost of Tsushima. Nice. The game this big, you'd probably end up with hundreds of pictures. That'd be after going through and deleting the ones that aren't so good. Oh, yeah. This game's huge, and we've barely scratched the surface. Hi, I'm back. With a hat. I see your search was a fruitful one. I am pleased to say I have also gleaned some insight into why the armour I found seemed devoid of power. As I alluded to, the ancient warrior's armour derives its power from a concordance between the incantations engraved on the steel itself and the inner beast of the wearer. but my own resonance with the plating was too weak as to allow a proper connection with it. And now I think I know why. My soul crystal. It once burned bright like yours, but since the events at Wineport, it has been reduced to a lifeless husk. Why this happened, I cannot say, but the tome is quite clear about what would happen were the powers of the armour to be bestowed upon one whose soul is weak. The inner beast would devour the mind of the wearer, who would go on a mindless rampage that would end only with the mercy of death. Yes, not unlike the crazed fiends we battle. I believe that the armour sensed my weakened state, foresaw the potential danger, and then knowingly shut off its powers to me. And I dare say we are fortunate that it did. I feel as though an apology is in order at this juncture. I must tell you I left this final piece of the armour where I found it. The breastplate, as the piece closest to the warrior's heart, has powers far greater and more dangerous than the other pieces. Uncertain as I was to the reason for my being unable to connect with the plate's mystical energy, I feared to take it would mean imperiling both myself and those around me. Your soul may burn stronger than mine, yet still I worry for your fate were you to put it on. Look deep within yourself, Melchan. When you feel yourself ready, and only then, come speak to me again. No, there's still another level 45 quest. You would truly seek the ultimate relic of my people? The armour that could consume the very soul of the most puissant warrior? Very well. If you are truly convinced of your readiness, I will not be the one to stand in your way. But I beg of you, Melchan, the moment you feel yourself losing control, and your inner beast overcoming you, cast the armour aside. Cast it from the highest mountain, or into the depths of the ocean, I care not. For once the beast consumes your soul, there is no going back. You will rage on, a monster, leaving naught but carnage in your wake. The realm will bleed, and history will repeat itself. I cannot allow this to happen. No, my people have been shunned long enough. I would see the coming of a new age, in which warriors protect the weak, and are loved and admired by the people of the realm. My years of battle and sleepless nights spent poring over the ancient texts, all has been for this day. Brother, I know not where fate has led you, and yet I feel certain that, in spirit, you stand with me today. Together, we will restore the honour of our people. You must forgive my sentiment, Melchan. As I said, this has been a long time coming. The breastplate you seek is in the highlands of Korthus, at the spring they call the Weeping Saint. I will stay behind. The events at Wineport still weigh heavy on my heart. I just feel bad for him. Oh, hang on. The guild buff ran out, so I'm going to turn it on again. Reduce teleportation fees by 30%. Yes, please. Here we go. Now, off to Korthus. I think we can guess what may have happened to his brother. This way. I love the transform animation. I love things that transform. It's so cool. Oops. Didn't mean to hop out of the mount. Very cool. Lots of ogres around here. Final piece. Ah! A big ogre. Bolt horn. Thud. Open the chest. Hand over the breastplate, Melchan. After much wrestling with the thought, I simply cannot entrust such a relic to an outsider who may be overwhelmed by its power. I return now to Hidden Falls. If you would have words with me, then come. I will not run away. The warriors of ages past have sensed my resolve. Well, that's good, I guess. He took the breastplate. Pretty rude. Really goes against what he was saying, where he said he was too worried to take it. We'll go see what he has to say now. I'm back. Melchan, I'm sorry. I did not mean for things to happen like this, but I had no choice. I have wrestled long and hard with the matter, but this is my decision. I cannot trust you with this power, when I do not even trust myself. Aye, that's right. I won't attempt to don the plate again either. Nor will anyone. Not until I have proof that there is one with a will strong enough to withstand the beast's siren call. Peer deep within your soul, Melchan. Peer into the eyes of the beast that stares back at you. Can you truly say that you can engage the monster in battle and emerge victorious? I shall return to the tome. If there are any answers to be found, they lie within those pages. In the meantime, continue your training, that you might find an answer of your own. Well... unfortunate. You learn Steel Cyclone, which is a pretty cool move. Like the AoE version of this. Which, you know, I'll go over all that once we're done with this quest line. The level 50 quest. How to quit you. Should I throw on the breastplate now? Because otherwise we don't really get to see me in it. Yeah, I'm going to throw it on now. Just break the story continuity. Yeah, so here's the fighter set. Melchan, there is much we must discuss, but now is not the time. You surely recall my mention of the hunt for the bloodthirsty creature terrorizing the small folk? I've just received word that self-same monster has been sighted near Wineport. What is more, according to those who managed to escape the carnage, the creature appeared more man than beast. The tiny little warrior next to the hulking one, yes. If this is true, then our quarry could be far more dangerous than any wild animal. We must find a way to stop it, I must find a way. This is my chance to prove to the people of Wineport, nay, the world, that my tribe and my art have been wrongly judged. Perhaps then my ancestors will deem me worthy. I think even my brother would too. There is no time to lose. We must arrive in the hamlet before any of the villagers fall prey to the beast. Let us leave at once. Nod. Oh wait, does this helm have a visor we can play with? I think it does. Yeah, it does. Such a fun little feature. Alright, off to Wineport. I'll just fly there. Wineport Militia Captain. Ooh. Raptors all over the place. Hello. It's a little creepy when you come across like this set piece ready to start moving, but it doesn't do anything until I talk to the person. It's like a movie set or something. Don't know what that was, but alright. Thank the gods for your presence. Wineport is in your debt once more. Fell creatures bear down upon our village in hordes, as if drawn by that great hairy beast. You must stop them. Melchan, you fend off these creatures. Nod. I will see to the beast. This is my battle to fight. Alright, fight some raptors. Gonna hit my guaranteed crit button. Numbers. No, I didn't actually hit it. I hit the wrong button. That's better. We got raptors, we got birds. Well, I guess raptors are related to birds. Oh. It's the monster! It's the beast! Run for your lives! Stop! These people are not your enemy. The enemy lies within. You are stronger than this. Take control of the beast. Do not let it consume you. Come on! Hey, thank you for the raid, Catsworth. How are ya? You bought another JRPG yesterday. Oh no. What one did you buy? So welcome everyone from Catsworth Stream. We're doing the Warrior quest from Realm Reborn. We're up to the final part of it actually. Brother! Brother! Look at what you are doing. You're destroying all that I work to restore. The fate of our people rests in our hands, brother. Your weakness would cost us everything. I cannot let that happen. I will not. Our ancestors have chosen me to lead our people to glory, and no one shall stop me. Hey Holy Blip, hey Novu, Baroque, Catsworth, how are yous? Nobody can resist the Metal Gear voice for that line. Yep. Oh, you got Trials of Mana, nice. Yeah, Curious Gorge is one of my favourite names in this game. No one. No one! It was I who unlocked the secrets of the Chronicles. I who trained you in their ways. I who uncovered the locations of the legendary artifacts. I who defeated my tribe's greatest warrior. I am the master now. I am the master. Return to me what is rightfully mine. Give me the armor. Or I shall tear it from your bloody corpse. Curious Gorge, no. Your strength is no match for mine, Melchan. I am the true warrior. I outgeared this pretty hard. His brother's name is Broken Mountain. Okay. Fed by the bloodshed, inner fury manifests before you. So we've got like these little things, which from what I remember, I think they heal you. Yeah, they heal you. The beast rages within me. I can fight it no longer. Oh, hey, jerk. Chained me. Oh, then he asks us to stop him. Hey, Burger. Welcome. I have failed. I failed you. I failed my people. I failed my ancestors. And I failed my own kin. I found out long ago what had become of my brother, but did everything I could to deny it. I thought that if only I could prove myself stronger than he, the people would see his madness as the product of a weak mind. That they would believe the problem lay in him, not in our tribe. Yet, all the while, my own soul was growing weaker and weaker. The inner beast had taken hold, and it would not let go. It drove me, as it drove my ancestors, the keeper of the armor, and my brother. Our tribe had lost sight of who we were. In seeking ever more strength, we allowed ourselves to fall victim to that which we had long scorned in others as weakness. Instead of learning to harden our wills with resolve, we steeled them with anger. And therein lay our folly. Like a bonfire, anger burns hot and bright, but when the fuel that feeds it is spent, all that remains is ash. By accepting anger as our guide, we left our wills at the mercy of the inner beast. But not you. Your will is more akin to the lava which courses through the mountains of my homeland. It burns as strong, nay, stronger than any bonfire, and when it cools, it becomes hard and firm, unbreakable. This quality allowed you to keep your inner beast at bay. My people were once as you are now, Melchan, and I believe that is why my ancestors chose to speak to you. Yeah, that song's really nice, isn't it? They sense true strength within you, such strength as could rightly represent our people and our art. Had I but realized that myself, none of this need have happened. Well, what's done is done. If I am to have any hope of restoring my people's name, I must start over, from the beginning. And this time, I mustn't try to do it alone. It may take time, but together, my brother and I will restore our village to its former glory. And when we have, I shall remember Melchan, my friend and fellow warrior, and how she saved me from myself, that my dream might become reality. Nod. Aw. That was sweet. The warriors of ages past have borne witness to your bond with Curious Gorge. We did it. I think they're gone now? Yeah. Wineport is in your debt once more, Melchan. And what is more, we have seen the truth with our own eyes. Pray tell Curious Gorge as much, and that we will be relying on him for his protection. He is a true warrior, and our humble hamlet will be lost without his strength. Aww. He's very forgiving. It's unfortunate that Gorge's name makes it very difficult to take anything he says seriously. Aww. Yeah, it's true. Curious Gorge goes to Wineport is still one of the best quest names in the game, though. Eorzeans seem to be big on second chances for the most part. Yeah, that's good. Welcome back, Melchan. Despite all that transpired, the captain at Wineport would entrust his village's defences to me? I know not what to say. It has been a long road, but thanks to you, I have rediscovered what I lost so many years ago. I will see to my brother's wounds, and once he is well, we will embark on the path of the warrior again, engraving the lessons we have learned in our souls, never to be forgotten. Curiously, the moment I did avow this to myself, my soul crystal began to shimmer anew. I see yours, too, grow stronger than ever. It would seem my ancestors have once more bestowed their knowledge upon you. This power. Why, this is a power that I have only read about in the tomes. Nay, a power entirely beyond my comprehension. To think that I once doubted your resolve. No, you have truly conquered your inner beast, and become a truer warrior than I could ever hope to be. Know that you stand before me the equal of my tribe's greatest heroes. Ever steel your resolve, Melchan, and go forth into the realm, and protect those who need your strength. With you representing us, the redemption of my people, the new era I seek, is surely close at hand. Aww. That was sweet. We learn Infuriate. And that's the end of the warrior quests for Realm Reborn. Ah, the wolf returns. Back to sharpen your teeth? Or does other business bring you here? How are you going? Well enough, thank you, though the spectre of my inner beast is ever present, as is the fear of losing myself to its savage call. As such, I devote the better part of my days to my training, mind as well as body, and when Wineport calls for aid, I answer. These humble efforts alone cannot begin to atone for the suffering caused by the beast, but I must do what I can. What is a warrior? New Game Plus mode? Yeah, it's really nice. I'm replaying the class quests to show them on stream. It's a really good feature. The warrior summons forth the dormant power of the beast within, channeling this untamed strength to perform martial techniques beyond the grasp of your run-of-the-mill disciple of the war. This you well know, Mochan, being a damn fine warrior in your own right. Where I hail from, up in the mountains of Flame to the north, there's barely enough food to go around. Smouldering rock doesn't make for good farmland, you see. In the old days, the warriors of our clan travelled far and wide, earning good coin for their esteemed services. In recent years, however, we find ourselves shunned by those self-same peoples we once protected. This, in turn, has led to more and more of our young ones choosing to forsake the warrior's path. A sad fate for our once proud tribe it is. And so I have travelled here, with no possessions save the armour on my back, and the ancient text passed down from my ancestors. A text that tells of the history and techniques of my people. And sadly, a text I can scarcely read. What does he say if we're not a warrior anymore? The wolf returns. Okay, says the same thing. Yeah, and that's the warrior quest. Oh, and I'll show the level, or the upgraded version of the warrior armor. That's the one you get in the chest from the level 50 set. Level 50 quest. It's very red. It's extremely red. First time you've ever seen it. Yeah, apparently it's a new feature. It's really nice. Yeah, I don't like this set too much. It's very red, but there are some things I like about it though. The horns and the kind of like the skirt thing. Showing class quests because lore. Yeah. Yeah, New Game Plus is... Yeah, so you can do all the main story. New Game Plus. Binding Coil, Crystal Tower. Hildebrand, you can redo all the Hildebrand stuff. All the classes have their own New Game Plus sections. Really good. Crafter quests. Gatherer quests, yeah, it's got a lot of good stuff. Yeah, back to my normal warrior set, which I like quite a bit. Right, and I'll go show the mechanics of warrior, and then we'll do either rogue or Arcanist. Not sure which one we'll do yet. Lenosia. Yeah. New Game Plus debuted in patch 5.1, the first patch of Shadowbringers. Oh wow. Yeah, they've done a really good job with it. It's a very good feature. Where's these target dummies? Plunk, plunk, plunk. Here they are, target dummies. These dummies are kind of weird because there's a wall here, so it messes up your camera. Oh well. Yeah, so warrior, one of the tanking classes. There's 4 at the moment. So all tanks have an aura that they have to turn on to generate more enmity, which is threat. It's basically the thing that makes monsters attack you instead of your party members. And they all have their own like cool little animation when you turn it on. Yeah, so that's the warrior one. And you can tell because your bar gets these added like horns on it when you have it turned on. So you can tell if you got it on or not. Pretty nice. Yeah, so you want to make sure you have that on at the start of dungeons, or if there's multiple tanks, the main tank will have theirs turned on, and the other ones won't. Until later. Alright, so warrior, the DPS, the melee DPS and tanks that I've played so far, they all have the 1-2-3 combo thing going on. So the warrior has the 1-2-3 combo. Got heavy swing. Then that combos into main, sorry, not Mao. And then that combos into one of these two. You've got two different combo enders. Storm's Path and Storm's Eye. So Storm's Eye gives you a damage buff when you combo into it. Let's redo the combo. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, there we go. Storm's Eye buff, which increases damage done by 10%. Extend Storm's Eye duration. So you can keep extending it. Do it again. Now it's at 43 seconds. The other one you can do. So they do the same damage, I believe. Yeah. The other combo ender, though, heals you instead of doing the damage buff. And it gives you more beast gauge than the other one. Which, we'll look at that in a second. Yeah, so the other one is... You do that to get your damage buff going, and then you do this instead for healing. Just nice animations too, just smacking stuff with the axe. Looks good. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a good animation. Storm's Eye. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so you get a meter. Fills up to 100. And you can spend that on one of these two abilities. Inner Beast or Steel Cyclone. Just one does single target damage, one does an AoE. That's pretty much the difference. That's Inner Beast. And that's Steel Cyclone. Very cool. They both cost the same amount, so they're both 50. So yeah, and you build that bar by just doing your 1-2-3 combo. Yeah, Steel Cyclone has a very good animation. Yeah, now all of these are on the global cooldown, which I find it makes Warrior feel a bit slower than some other classes. It's slow and heavy hitting. Kind of cool. Then you've got your AoE abilities, which so far that's a 1-2 combo that I've got. So you've got Overpower. Very fun. So this one has like a cone shape. So you kind of have to be careful when you're like taking a group of things. You need to like position right to hit them all with it. And then you can combo it into Mithril Tempest, which is a nice big circle. So that helps to pick up stragglers. And Mithril Tempest also extends your damage buff. The one that this one gives. It doesn't give you the buff, but it extends it. So Steve main warrior, and he likes to try and do this only once per dungeon, and then like extend it as long as he can with this one. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that extends it, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, just fun basic combo, good animations, feels strong. Then you got your cooldowns. So Berserk is my favourite cooldown, it's so good. It just makes everything crit and direct hit, it just gives you big numbers, guaranteed, for 10 seconds. Oh yeah, it also extends your damage buff, so that's another way you can do that. But yeah, this just gives you big numbers. So you do that in your AoE stuff and just... numbers! Yeah, Yeah, warrior's fun. And then you've got Infuriate. So this has 2 charges and it just gives you 50 beast gauge. So now I can do... What are these? Whee! Yeah. That's basically the damage of the warrior. Yeah, it plays like a DPS class, because like none of this stuff you'll see is actual survivability except for this combo ender heals you. It's all like DPS kind of focus stuff. You've also got a ranged throw. So I think all tanks have some kind of ranged thing. This one's Tomahawk, you throw your axe, I guess? I don't know, it's cool. If 14 does a good job of nailing job feel, you think? Yeah. Yeah, they do. They really do nail the different feels of the classes. Bam! Just such good sound design too. So you also have there's a couple like different things that lots of tanks get, like Shirk diverts 25% of enmity to target party member. I think that's for if you're the second tank. I haven't really been in situations where I need to use that. And you've got Taunt, which just forces something to attack you. So that's another range thing you can do. And then you've got, so this is your actual survivability stuff, your cooldowns. This is how you stay alive. So all tanks actually have Rampart, Reprisal, and Arm's Length. Yeah, all tanks have these. So this one's just reduced damage taken by 20% for 20 seconds. Nothing too flashy. Reprisal reduces damage dealt by 10% by nearby enemies. And Arm's Length, which makes enemies that attack you get a slow effect, which reduces their attack speed. Which I didn't realise that that affected attack speed until very recently. I thought it was a movement speed thing, so I wasn't using it. I'm a bad tank. So yeah, those are the 3 things that all tanks get. So the stuff warriors get specifically is Thrill of Battle, increases max HP by 20%, and also heals you for that amount, so it's like an emergency potion thing that also increases your health. Pretty cool. And then you've got Vengeance, reduces damage taken by 30%, and it also does like a counter attack thing every time something attacks you. Which, these things don't attack you, so you can't see that part of it, but you know, reduces damage taken by 30%, that's a lot. Slowed enemies aren't attacking as quickly. Yeah. You made the same mistake? Yes. Yeah, I thought slow was movement speed, but it's attack speed. Movement speed is called heavy. Yeah. And then you've got... So I think all tanks have a don't die ability, don't they? And this is the warrior one. Holmgang. Brace yourself for an enemy onslaught, preventing most attacks from reducing your HP to less than 1. So in other words, you can't die for the next 8 seconds. For the next 8 seconds I can't die. It also chains me to this target, which halts their movement with chains. So that's an interesting side effect. 240-second cooldown on that, so big emergency thing. You were still in WoW brain where slow means movement speed. Yes, same. Yeah, that's a different status effect called heavy. It begs to be bellowed. Holmgang! Yeah, so there you go. You got kind of like a damage dealing set of combos and abilities. You build up your meter, you crit, you do spinny things, it's really cool. They spin. Whee! And then you just got a whole bunch of buttons to take less damage, and you kind of cycle through them as you're going through a dungeon. Yeah, that's the warrior. It feels good, actually. I like it a lot. Just slow, heavy hitting, and just a bunch of buttons to hit. You cycle through as you go through a dungeon. Yeah. That's warrior. Reset. Reset. And reset. Hey, now I'm out of combat. Alright. So we should have time for another class quest. So we can do either Rogue or Arcanist. So I'm focusing on the Limsala Minsa classes at the moment. The invulnerabilities. Paladins is the best by far, but with the longest cooldown. That's right, what was the Paladin one? Let me just go remind myself. Oh yeah, Hallowed Ground. Renders you impervious to most attacks for 10 seconds. 420 cooldown though. Warrior's your class of choice. You've dabbled in others, but you always go back because huge green lady with axe is a good character to be. Are you my boyfriend? Are you Steve? He plays... his favourite colour is green, and he mains warrior as well. Hello, what is going on here? I like this game. Splatoon. Yeah, rogue quests are great. Yeah, Arcanist is also great, I think. Love to see Arcanist. Let's go with Arcanist, I reckon. Because then next time we can do Summoner and Scholar, which are the two upgraded ones. Good lord. Shiny! Can I add to the shine? There you go. Have some extra shine. And then there's just someone doing push-ups over here. This game's great. Yeah, alright, let's do Arcanist. Arcanist starts off as ranged, magical ranged DPS. But his character isn't huge. Yeah, he's tall but not huge. He plays a Viera, the bunnies. A little unicorn? Where's unicorn? I missed the unicorn. No, unicorn's gone, I think. Oh. They left? Aww. Yep, there's the gold seller. Okay, let's go do the Arcanist one, which is over here. I like the Arcanist quests. A fat chocobo. Ah, yeah, that's a cute minion. I could have teleported there, but I'm running because I just am. DPS. Arcanist. New game plus mode. Very good. So yes, they do. This is where they do paperwork. There's just a line of people. Cool. Hey Dark, how are you? Used to see gold sellers a lot more. They must have come down on them hard at some point. Ah, that's good. Welcome to the Arcanist Guild. It is here that we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries, intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence. to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. If you prefer an arcane art built on structured thought and precise reasoning, then your discerning intellect may find a home here at our guild. Might you consider enrolling yourself as an initiate? Yes, it's basically the science thing. They've made a science of using magic. Aha! Just as I predicted. Before we proceed any further, however, let us first feed your appetite for knowledge with a morsel of guild history. The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was these island folk that first discovered a method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. Building on this process, the existing mathematical formula were further developed into arcane geometries, precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to weave aether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this new form of magic became known as Arcanists, and the school of Arcanima was born. Many such mages, wishing to expand their understanding of the world, took to the seas aboard trading vessels. Upon their arrival in Limsa Laminsa, Arcanists found themselves welcomed into the academic elite, and soon secured positions in the realms of governance and council. The knowledge of an Arcanist, however, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Merlwyb, counting several wielders of Arcanima among her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusionary practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So, at the Admiral's express orders, an official Arcanist guild was established, and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you invite such cerebral challenges, then you have but to reaffirm your commitment to joining our guild. Love the idea of mathematics as magic in fantasy stuff. Yeah, same here. I love when magic is it's a science that the people in the world are figuring out and have figured out. It's really cool. Well, have you decided to enroll in our guild? Or are you now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now, standard practice dictates that I introduce you to our guildmaster that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to extraordinary circumstances, however, he is unreachable at present. Instead, you may speak with Mistress Thubergeim. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. You will find her just over there, by the bookshelves. You needn't be shy. Though her mind is sharp and critical, her manner is always most welcoming. So the actual guildmaster is not here, apparently. Hey Ava, how are ya? Like Spellbinder? I never saw Spellbinder. That sounds cool though, if that was the concept of it. I hope she's getting paid a guildmaster's salary for doing the guildmaster's work. I hope so. Yes, I am Thubergeim. Greetings, and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. As Muri has doubtlessly explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster, until our wayward leader deigns to return. I assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origins? Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arcanima taps into the living energies of aether. The evidence of this is represented most aptly, perhaps, by our ability to manifest the arcane entity Carbuncle, and the manner of magic which this ethereal ally employs at our command. The core of the discipline, however, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary. Even on the field of battle, nay, especially on the field of battle, this principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An Arcanist is measured by her ability to calmly analyse a situation from moment to moment, and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arcanima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? Are you prepared to reason? No. Hey Dark Tsuchigumo, welcome! Yeah, I'm feeling good today, thank you. How are you? Yeah, I'm almost completely over this cold or whatever it is. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. An unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. Here, take this grimoire in hand, and we shall next judge your aptitude for our discipline. Bum, 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 bum. Arcanist unlocked. So I have to actually take off my soul crystal and become an Arcanist to do the quests. Alright. My first grimoire. It is a hefty tome, is it not? I promise you, a grimoire's weight becomes a comforting anchor amidst the shifting seas of battle, a fact you will soon discover. In Lower Lenosia, you will find, among others, 3 species of pest: wharf rats, little ladybugs, and orelei. I ask that you employ your fledgling skill in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate, and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. Yeah, so every class that starts at level 1 has this little baby's first combat quest. Which way were they? This way, okay. Lower. Yeah, the poor ladybugs. At least we don't have to kill the poor little lambs this time. Because that just felt awful. Killing those poor things. Yep, summon the carbuncle. We got a carbuncle. It's cute. Hello. Very cute. Yeah, so Arcanist can summon a carbuncle, and they use books as their weapon, which is honestly really awesome. My keybinds are a bit messed up. It's alright. They're fine. Kill some orelei. Where are they? This way. Pew pew pew. Oh. Wait, does that not count? Oh, is it because my carbuncle killed them without me attacking them? I guess it was. Alright. Back to the Arcanist Guild, which I can actually just teleport and be mega lazy. Because why not? They have you kill lambs, not because they are a menace, but because they're so tasty. It is funny too that the Marauders have you fight little lambs, but not the Arcanists. Now, it feels weird doing this in summoner clothes. I feel like we should be dressed as a little newbie. What low level stuff have we got? Yeah, throw on some glasses. Replace this coat with... Sure. Got rid of most of my low-level gear, I think. And replace the gloves. That'll do. Clown suit. Excellent. Just ignore my super fancy book, okay? I'm back. I see the creatures beyond the city walls posed you little threat. It is with great pleasure, then, that I formally recognise your initiation into the guild. From this day forth, you may proudly bear the title of Arcanist. I suggest you continue your forays into the wilderness, and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There is no finer teacher than the harsh mistress of experience. Am I planning on playing the new Metroid game? Yes, I'm super excited for Metroid Dread. Yeah, Metroid's one of my favourite series. I especially love the 2D ones, so that they're making a new side-scrolling Metroid is very exciting. A physically active group like axe-wielding marauders need a lot of meat to fuel them. That's fair, you know. That's fair. And when you feel you can command Carbuncle as easily as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instruction. I will be waiting. The next Arcanist quest. Yep. Just gonna drink some water. What's in the box? Really want to hear some behind the scenes stories once Dread comes out, like whether this is the same concept that got cancelled at least once before, or if they're only reusing the name. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about it, because there was like a little interview I saw where I forget if it was like the director, but he was mentioning that it was a concept they kept, that the technology wasn't there to bring it to life, and so they kept having to give up on the concept. But that could just be marketing talk at this point. Yeah, it looks like it's following on from the idea of Metroid Fusion, of the like being hunted by the SAX, but it's really expanding on that and giving the enemy just a lot more areas to hunt you through. Looks really good. Ah, Mel-chan, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. Damn it, now I'm hungry. I must oft remind my Arcanists to take meals, so ensconced do they become in their studies. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it is time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat foes in Lower Lanosia. 3 wild dodos and 3 tiny mandragoras to be precise. Watch carefully the behaviour of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilise your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for lunch. Time for lunch. Yeah, the SAX sequences from Fusion were some of the most memorable, I think. Super cool. Where are these? There, okay. We'll go here. You were already hungry? Aww. Oops. Yeah, Arcanist is a very interesting class because it upgrades to 2 different classes. Become Summoner End Scholar. Oh, hello. Here's the dodos. Need to fix these keybinds. They're a mess. Assault 2. What was that? That was... Oh yeah, that was that one. Yeah, that's close enough, actually, for what I normally use. Yeah, Arcanist has a lot of damage over time things they put on enemies. Like Bio and Miasma. And a cute little carbuncle. The auto attacks things. Aw, just wandering around, being cute. Cute little thing. You were just debating whether you wanted to make French toast after the stream or not? Oh, French toast is so good. They only counted as one? Jeez. Alright. I have to make sure I get a hit in before my carbuncle does. Back we go. So convenient when they have the crystal just right outside the door. Welcome back, Mel-chan. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Milvan's Gate requires us to inspect and record the contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliff south of the Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates, then return the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating vilekin. I suspect you be prepared for any eventuality. We're kind of like the customs agents. Yeah, we're customs, basically. Zephyr Gate. Practice crates. Yeah, so this changes later, but when you're leveling as an Arcanist, because the first pet you get is Emerald Carbuncle, it hits everything near the thing you're attacking as well, so it tends to aggro a whole ton of extra stuff. It's pretty funny. Collect the crates. You often find yourself fighting extra things as Arcanist. It's a book. I'm not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the present and allow me a moment to cogitate. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit, I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies set against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion, as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might have employed. Let's see. Taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in the etheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, then applying your tactics to other potential combat scenarios. Oh dear. My calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 9785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. I love this character, she's great. Though the opportune window to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I am Clea, a Milvan's Gate Assessor. Hey Rosella, is that savage content? Yes, most likely. Acting Guildmaster Thurbergheim elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail. Regarding your choice of arcane geometries, what factor most influences your actions during battle? Desire to outwit an enemy? Potential for amusement? I simply do what feels right. I do what feels right. Aha! Just as I predicted. And now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%. Give or take 0.5%. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know of one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. This mysterious Guildmaster. I'm gonna assume she says the same things regardless of what you respond with. It's a cat gal? Yes. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. That's a good saying, actually. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty Arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress Thurbergheim is awaiting some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there is no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon. Bye. She's off. You nearly forgot about her? She's great. Yeah, back to the guild, which... I'm lazy. The gate's right there. I'm teleporting though. The instantaneous manipulation of reality to make us Master Arcanists is beyond us, she says. And a whole bunch of players begin to sweat nervously and glance towards their wallets. What's that a reference to? I feel like that's a reference I don't get. Wow. Mr. Brolly. Hello, sir. That's a good... It's a very good glamour. Mr. Brolly. Good. Ah, back to the guild. Cute little carbuncle. Ah, Melchan, have you returned with the cargo? A wooden cargo crate used by Milvan's Gate to train new assessors. Yes, everything seems to be in order, relatively clear of blood and other gore. That can be something of a problem in our profession, you understand? I also had word from Claia regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You would do well to heed the instruction she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Claia carries? That initiate's grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as forced here. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guides your Arcanist training, I hope that you might return the favour and help to broaden her own perspective somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Melchan. Continue your practice with Carbuncle, as Claia has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Oh, it's you making a joke about the cash items in the online store for becoming high level in a given job? Ah. Not as a knock on the practice. Boy, does that line read differently now that those items exist. Yeah, I temporarily forgot about those. Tactical planning. Yes, Melchan, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust? Taking the occasional brisk walk? One cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Claia's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Lenosia. I speak of roselings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. 'Tis the perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypothesis, the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. You are not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider the efficacious combination of ruin and bio. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. Yeah, so ruin is it's just our basic filler spell. You just mash it to do damage. So yeah, she's poking a bit of fun at people who just hit one button over and over. And now for giggles, let's hit ruin over and over. Ruin! Pew! But what if we used Ruin 2, which is less powerful, but it's instant cast. So we can run around while we're doing it. Pew! There we go, I was wondering if one of those didn't count. The sequel to Ruin. Ruin 2. Damn. That's a nice glamour. Looks so fancy. Very fancy. Scion Rogue. Leminson Officer's Gloves. Scion Adventurers. Storm Lieutenant's Jacket. It's a carefully put together glamour and it looks great. Welcome back, Mel-chan. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph onto an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Foreseer Clea on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray do not tarry, Mel-chan. Clea awaits you on the floor below with further details. Alright, off to see Clea. Downstairs. So having a little mute button here is so nice. I'll use a Stream Deck. StreamLabs Stream Deck. If I can show it. There we go. It's nice. It's got a lot of empty buttons that I'm not using at the moment, but you know, a ton of good ones. Boop! Oh, I disappeared! Oh no! Hi. I want to figure out how to do like close-ups of my face when I'm when I want to react to something. I've seen other streamers do that, and I haven't figured out how to do that. So this is cute. Everyone's like learning about their carbuncles. Shining Emerald! I said Shining Emerald! And the carbuncle's like, huh? Oh, it's Glittering Emerald. Okay. They're saying the wrong attack name. That's pretty funny. Yip, yip, yip. Aww. Yes! So somehow you can get carbuncle like sitting on your shoulders. Like sitting around your shoulders. I don't know how to do that. I don't know if it's like a special pet version that you can get. But yeah, I've seen people with a carbuncle sitting around like a scarf. It's very cute. That's a clothing item that has it? Oh, from the store. Ah, okay. I might have to see how much that is. A timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I have been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan, run by the Boyles-Tox family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I have prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities. But there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of these self-same strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind, and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute Combat Pattern 1345, otherwise known as Stratagem Focus Fire. You and your Emerald Carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and, one by one, the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cookpot, in Middle Lenosia. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. The cookpot. Ah, over there. Okay. Some pirates attacking a bridge. Jerks. Ha. Tactical planning. I am Foreseer Claya of Milvan's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty sneaky peekers. Gobby spit upland and nosy eyes on stabby iron. A predictably aggressive response. Very well, Mochan. Remember what we discussed. Goblin fight. Mochan now. Execute stratagem focus fire. Do not forget the precondition. Adjust your tactics accordingly. Ah, she has a topaz carbuncle. It's a different one you can summon. Mochan, switch to combat pattern 2538. Evasive maneuvers. Just gonna mash the ruin button. Your combat style gives me an idea. I must formulate a new tactic. The battlefield is yours. Okay, see ya. He left. Victory! And we didn't actually kill them, we just defeated them. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths, or shoring up your weaknesses? Enhance your strengths or cover your weaknesses? I think both are important. Cover weaknesses, I'll say. Oh-ho! Again you respond as the Guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You are one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thubergeim. Until next we meet. I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Assuming precondition C, the execution of combat maneuver B would impact scenario A in a manner which would precipitate... She's like Phi, but with an actual personality. She's like, yeah. When they were writing Fi, they should have looked at this character. Fi from Skyward Sword. No worries. Have a good night, Rosella. And thank you for watching. Well, have a good morning. Have a good 5 AM. Have a good sleep. There we go. I figured it out. Was that, what level was that? That was level 10. Okay. I find that the non-upgraded classes, the base level classes, have longer quests in Realm Reborn. But I guess that's because this is the only quest line they get, and then it's all the upgraded classes. Back from the field, Mel-chan? Claudia contacted me with a summary of events. It seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience on which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. Bum, 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 bum. Level 15, Topaz Teachings. You seem tired, Mel-chan. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor, for Seer Claudia has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Foreseer will explain the situation. A requirement. Alright. Just run down the stairs. I've never noticed how dangerous these stairs are. It's just this long stairwell with no rails or anything. If you trip and fall, yeah, that's gotta be horrible. Get some handrails on those stairs right away. Alright. I was beginning to think I'd miscalculated, Mel-chan. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel, suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of Limsa-Lamensa's ports are subject to inspection by Milvan's Gate assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. Do you accept? Nah. Then I regret that the method for summoning Topaz Carbuncle must be denied you. Will you not reconsider? No. But thou must. But thou must. Yes. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry excels in defensive techniques. With such an ally at your command, the potential for injury in even the most brutal of battles can be significantly reduced. Indeed, we could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Thubigheim and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my tactical formula. Alright. You have agreed to accompany the Foreseer? Then I shall gladly instruct you in the use of Topaz Carbuncle. Think of this entity as a shield, and be sure to interpose it between you and your enemies should the inspection turn sour. Action learned. Summon 2. So now we can summon a different carbuncle. Topaz! It's not that different, it's just it gets a different activatable ability. Well, 2 different actually. Yeah, this one lets us create a barrier around ourselves that absorbs damage. Over the rails. The mercenaries Geisfrin and Esthota are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Klaya during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Melchan. My spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Foreseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Aleport. We will meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It is almost a certainty that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. I calculate the probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple, drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this Stratagem Hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Melchan. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Aleport. Nod. Yeah, off to Aleport. I forget, does Topaz Carbuncle do an AoE auto attack as well? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so you can use Topaz to avoid aggroing random stuff. Yeah, so this is the auto attack of the Emerald Carbuncle. Deals wind damage to target and all enemies nearby. And Emerald does earth damage to just the target. Aleport. This is the place with the messed up lighthouse. Sorry. Yeah, here's our little crew. We're counting on you to cut us a path to the landing boat. The Foreseer will be safe with us. Let us be about our task. Melchan, pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute Stratagem Hammerfall. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. Hello, we are here to inspect your cargo. You're with the folks from Milvan's Gate? Hells, I knew there'd be trouble. Shifty-eyed vagrants. Shifty eyes. Well, they did. It's so cute. Oh, you like the carbuncle? Yeah. They're adorable. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here, at the end of this ramp. I'll have no part of what comes next, though. Bye. He's off. A good choice. Over the rails. I'm just going to drink some water before we do this. Yeah, you can see how these quests do a really good job of also just fleshing out like this nation and the city. Yeah, the rogue quest does an even better job at that. It's really good. Deftly handled, Mel-chan. Once again, I am reminded of our guildmaster. Thanks to your efficient response, we should be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. Nod. Thota, if you would take the rudder, the Morning Star awaits. This would be a terrifying job. Having to board these random vessels. Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect, with a probability of 85%, that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem hardhead. The aim of our opponents is to buy time, so that suspect goods may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give them that time. We will bull our way towards the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? I cleared my throat, and the closed captions thought I said, "Hey." What? Hello, inspection crew. I am Forseer Clier. By the authority of Milvan's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Whoa now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door's all rusted up, you see. Bloody thing won't open. You'll have to come back another day, after we've fixed the hinges. I will see that cargo now. Any vessel entering a port of Limsa Laminsa is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection. The law, is it? Lads, I reckon it's time our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch 'em over the side. Battle! I don't know if this takes place as a set time of day, but that sun was in the perfect spot. Commence stratagem hardhead. It's Topaz Carbuncle's time to shine. Carbuncle gave me a nice little shield. The healer's got some issues. Help him out. Wait, she's a Marauder, so she's supposed to be the tank. She's not really doing well, though. That's a lot of pirates. Found the pirate nest. Hey, get away from our healer. Jerk. Our healer must be protected, first and foremost. I know. Even more pirates. What if I heal the healer? Because Arcanists have a heal. Oh, nice big heal. There you go. You're all better. We're supposed to be like forcing our way into the cargo hold, but there's so many pirates we can't get past them. Just have a nice little battle on the deck instead. Noshan's inner monologue: be afraid of my book. It's a very fancy book. A masterful display, Melchan. Now we can finally gain access to their cargo. Oof! What have we here then? It's one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs, scampering about me ship. You're just like your mistress, always sticking your nose in where it ain't invited. No, it can't be. Ha! Recognized me pretty face, did you? But you were caught, exiled. Forseer, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. You stay away from me. Forseer, please, calm down. What are your orders? I've had enough of your whimpering. Oh, certainly you had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learning anything from them. Oh? A book. Reckon it's time you got a different kind of lesson. Do something, me. Claya, Nothika, preserve us. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Mochan, quickly, back to the boat. We'll carry the force here. Ah, that's right. You slink on back to your mistress, you worthless curs. What a jerk. Wow. That went well. We'll take care of Claya. You'd best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mistress Thubergeim. she's still unconscious. It is good to see you well, Melchan. Geistfriend sent word ahead of your travails. An unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous Blackheart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dozmaga? He was exiled from Limsa some years ago, but it appears he's chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. And once more he dares lay a hand on Forseer Clier. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Dozmaga was aboard that ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover. For Clier, that man is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there's little we can do to salve the hurt of her mind. You are concerned? Angry, mayhap? Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. Level 20, Pincer Maneuver. Greetings, Melchan. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your thoughts troubled. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Clier does not. The Forseer has been missing since this morning. There have been other times when she has disappeared without a word, but we have always been able to find her. Alas, that is not the case this day. Were the Guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to Arcanima are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. But while I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must needs organise a search party. Would you be so kind as to make inquiries in Hawker's Alley? It is not uncommon for Clier's wanderings to take a path through the markets. Hawker's Alley. Just over here. Okay? Notorious Monster Hunter. That's a cool title. Oh, this person's ready to go with a Reaper look. Both of those new classes look so fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. You seek a Mikote agent of Milvan's Gate? Why yes, I have seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. She was, however, apprehended by the Yellow Jackets. What? The assessor was drilling me for details about a Kikern smuggling ring based in Aleport, but then the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her fate, then I suggest you speak with Ginade of the Coral Tower. This is some good world-building dialogue. I was most pleased to discover the attitude of acceptance towards beastmen traders here in Limsa. My fellow Aldan merchants openly despise such savage peddlers, you see, but I believe there are opportunities being missed. The Mamuljar, for example, are a hardy race that hail from the lands to the west, and their skill at arms is their primary export, a quality source of mercenaries, if you ask me. The bulging packs of the goblets, they often contain naught of value, but it is worth sifting through the junk for that one rare treasure. And the keycairn? Look no further should you wish to trade for ore or gemstones. Alright, Coral Tower. Where is that? Oh yeah, that's at the Marauders Guild actually. Which is also the police headquarters. ACAP. What is that? Oh, a blue mage staff. Oh, I was wondering if you got other staffs as a blue mage. That looks cool. Anyway. Oh, what was that? There was a big cactus running around. A cactus minion. Like, it wasn't like a cactuar, it was like big, multiple cacti. I wanted to get a better look. Oh well. Hello. Forseer Clya? Yes, we brought her in for questioning regarding the reappearance of the pirate Dozmaga. A member of the Arcanist Guild, are you? Then I see no reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. Perhaps you are already aware of this, but the Forseer was once held captive by that rabid sea dog. Few pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Dozmaga. It has been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limsa for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading. And now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious, and continues to evade our troops. Thus, we hope to borrow the knowledge of Forseer Clya, whose experiences have given her an intimate familiarity with the way the scoundrel operates. At least, that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves instead, providing the details of our search. Should you wish to speak with Forseer Clya, I imagine she has already returned safely to your guild. Okay. Seems like she's already back. Back already? You were led to believe she had returned here? I'm afraid not. So the Yellowjackets told you something of her history with Dozmaga, did they? Perhaps it would be best if I told you the entire tale. Dozmaga's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. The assessor that stepped aboard the pirate's merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into that squalid hold. Among these prisoners was a young Mikote, destined for some black market auction block. Though Clya was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful daze with the gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, the self-same tome that she has carried her entire career. Of course. Did you not mention that Clya's grimoire was thrown into the sea? So she was a slave, and the guildmaster rescued her. It's no wonder that she looks up to the guildmaster so much. There are rumours that a keycairn merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black market goods the crew of the Morning Star heaved into the ocean. Even now he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in Aleport. It's entirely possible that the Forseer's most prized possession was caught up in the keycairn salvage net. I've no doubt now that Clya has reached the same conclusion. To Aleport with you, Melchan. That is where you will find our wayward assessor. Alright. We're trying to retrieve her tome. Since it was thrown overboard by the jerk. By the drink. Hi. Yes, yes. Combat pattern 256 should serve to cover all expected contingencies. You never know when you'll have to nullify a thaumaturge or two. My retrieval strategy is complete. Mo-chan, it is good of you to come. I was unable to calculate for certain if you had pieced together my movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. But there is good news. This prisoner here was kind enough to confirm that the trader who salvaged the Morning Star's jettisoned cargo did indeed retrieve a tome, matching the description of my lost grimoire. Lominson law and the policies of Milvan's Gate would support the confiscation of goods connected to an official inspection, but alas, my personal belongings do not fall under that definition. Thus, I intend to launch an unofficial offensive against this black marketeer and his cronies. The peddler has already departed for Candlekeep Quay. It is time I gathered to me such allies as I possess, and I count you as one of them, Mo-chan. Despite the nature of this endeavour, Mistress Thubagheim has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray join her at Oshon's Embrace. That is where we shall ambush this disreputable Quikern. Oh. Words are hard. Oh. Extreme close-up. Wait, where we go? Oh, oh, okay, yep. That's a different zone. Oshon's Embrace, that's the bridge. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, they're building a bridge. Oh yeah, because I remember doing some side quests, and this huge gorge here didn't exist before the Calamity. Yeah, the land was torn apart here during the Calamity, which messed things up because the dry docks are over here. This is where they build ships, so that really screwed up a lot of the economy around here. So they're building a bridge so people can get across. There we go. Before the Calamity gouged out a ravine here, this used to be one long, unbroken peninsula. Of course, seeing as the Marauder dry docks are on the side opposite the city, construction on the bridge went forward as soon as you could blink. It ain't quite done yet, but the Embrace is sturdy enough for fully laden wagons to trundle across. Greetings, Mo-chan. Your arrival completes our small company. You are equipped for battle, I trust? We need not await Clia's arrival. Once the Quikern appears on the bridge, we spring our ambush. The strategy for trapping our target relies on the two allies we have concealed on the other side of the ravine. This pincer manoeuvre was, naturally, the Foreseer's idea. As for the target himself, the Quikern is known as a careful and cautious fellow. He travels with a small retinue, so as to avoid attracting attention. But do not be fooled. More bodyguards follow at a distance, and will likely join the fray after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect any assistance from the Yellowjackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what amounts to a personal matter, but they are willing to turn a blind eye for Clia's sake. In any case, the Foreseer's tactics account for our limited numbers and individual strengths. Victory is all but assured. Now, let us take up our positions and wait for the Quikern to arrive. I'm going to swap back to Emerald Carbuncle. It just does more damage. Urgh. And I get this nice AoE ability with it. Pincer Maneuver. Quest to retrieve her book. Yeah, this doesn't look sus at all. Defeat Kikaroon's mercenaries and retrieve the grimoire. Filthy ambushes. They want Kikaroon's sparklies. Ambush them back. Your foul trade is as a blight on Limsa Laminsa. Surrender your goods at once. And the two who were on the other side of the bridge are the two mercenaries from last time. So they're helping us out again. Their last names are Evening Calm and Morning Calm. It's kind of cool. Kikaroon no scared. Kikaroon have scary spell slingers. Conjurers, just as Clio predicted. We shift to combat pattern 158. No-chan, focus on the conjurers and blunt their heels. Conjurers, eh? Ah, conjurer. Cover you in dots. A dot for you, and a dot for you. And a ruin for you. Oh, hello. Flippergime, where are you going? No, be late for business. This business be bad for you. No-chan, I spy a thaumaturge. Quickly switch to combat pattern 256. Even a lone mage can wreak untold havoc. Focus your efforts on the thaumaturge first. Alright. Thaumaturge, thaumaturge. Thaumaturge? Where's the thaumaturge? Ah, this one. There we go. Yeah, thaumaturges are black mages, basically. I heal myself. Give you a heal as well. Give you a heal as well. What happened to the conjurer dude? Oh, I think we lost our healer. I think that's why this is we're getting flooded with enemies. We lost our healer. Ah well, we'll be fine. That appears to be the last of them. Now, to find the Foreseer's grimoire. I wonder if it's this big sparkly object. Yay, we got it. Well executed, everyone. Were you able to retrieve my grimoire? No-chan, pray hand over the tome. It's ruined. My wonderful grimoire is ruined. The probability of repairing this degree of damage is 0%. Even the most brilliant strategy cannot undo such ravages of seawater. I've never felt so defeated. I believe it's time I returned home. Leave her be. But how can I? He is right, Esthota. You must allow Claudia time to process the loss. And you have other matters to which you must attend. Come, Melchan. It is time we return to the guild as well. Probably doesn't help that it's raining at the moment. Please, take care of Forseer Claire. We'll clean up here. No one will even suspect a fight took place. Back to Limsa Labinsa. Not quite the victory we imagined, was it? The moment Claudia beheld her soaked and tattered grimoire, you could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something we can do. I will call on your aid soon, but in the meantime, you would be well served to deepen your knowledge of Academa. Level 25 quest. Grimoire Fandango. Grim Fandango reference. Have you come to ask about Claire's condition? The Forseer is unchanged. She walks about as if all the joy in life has been leached from her soul. I believe the only one who can help her now is the same person who broke Claire out of her shell the first time, our absent guildmaster. And, though I am leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long last been spotted. Should you seek out his last known location, it is unlikely he will still be there, and even should you catch him, he may not deign to speak with you. Nevertheless, this may be our only chance. Pray travel to Mimiroon's trading post in Upper Lanosia, and speak with anyone who might have seen the guildmaster. Oh, and one more thing. Though he prefers us not to use it for some inexplicable reason, our leader's name is Kuridtia. Get to meet the guildmaster. The mysterious guildmaster who's been absent this whole time. Do. More fog. Very cool. Alright, we're at Mimiroon's trading post. Afternoon, miss. Aye, I was the one who sent word to your guild about spotting your leader. It's a right rare sight to see Kuridtia roaming about. He asked me the way to Thalios. Could be he was seeking to speak with the scholar who lives out there. A scholar. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Hello! Tanga Tonga. It's a fun name to say. Tanga Tonga. Hello there. Why, yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as the Arcanist's guildmaster. An odd fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. As it so happens, he bid me pass on a message to anyone who came searching for him. Ahem. Reunited, the 3 slips of parchment hold the problem to the solution. The guildmaster mentioned that the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of Thalios. I suppose you are expected to search for them. Have you tracked down those 3 slips of parchment? Alright. Guess we have to find bits of parchment. Clunk, 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 clunk. Up we go. Thalios. I don't know much about the lore here. I guess this was a, I guess these are fossils that were unearthed by the Calamity? Looks pretty cool anyway. You think they have smaller chairs? Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. For the Lalafell. There's one down here. Sneaky, sneaky. And yeah, these were originally not designed for having flying, so you're supposed to like climb up these bones to get back up there. See if I can remember how. I did figure it out of curiosity. Well, we can also just jump down there and climb up again. Not that one? Aha! I found the way. Also, Bumble Beetle is an amazing enemy name. Bumble Beetle. Hey kobolds. I'm much higher level, so you don't really care about me. Or rather, you're wise enough to ignore me. Yeah, we got the parchment. For what purpose, we don't know yet. Back to Tanga Tonga. Have you tracked down those 3 slips of parchment? Both sides are filled with letters and markings, unlike any you have seen in Eorzea. Interesting. They actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you had been sent on a wild dodo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Well, well. Penned in ancient Allegan, no less. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script. Seek the box at full falls. Dance a jig for your wooden audience. Claim the secret from the opened heart. A most cryptic set of instructions, I must say. Do you intend to follow them? This guildmaster of yours certainly enjoys his games. He does, doesn't he? I haven't had many visitors out here of late. Did you come to danger near Poor Maid's Mill? An unfortunate name for an unfortunate place, that. It was once a lively hub for loggers, till they were all killed off by wild beasts. Only their impoverished widows were left behind. Not quite sure why they came to be called maids, though. Full Falls. Oh, yep, there's Full Falls up there. Whoosh. Dance a jig for your wooden audience. Actually, what happens if I right click it? The lid of the box is jammed shut. Yeah. Dance! The box rattles and thumps about, as if something within seeks to be freed. It appears the lid has been loosened somewhat. Oh! Summon slug attack. Slugs. Gross. You find a slip of parchment inside the box. If there are answers you would seek, then to the trading post now go. Before the owner, be not meek. With your own 2 feet, provide a show. This bloody guild master is playing with us. What a jerk. Alright, back to the trading post. Funny Mikote dance funny dance. You dance funny dance too? I wonder if it matters what dance I do. Bee's knees. I think it does matter. Alright. Slash dance. Ah, now that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse me during these little jaunts back to civilization, you understand? Based on my evaluation of your abilities, however, I calculated that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you? No Mandeville dance. Yes, I should have done that. I never expected you to be so shy. Another variable to add to your list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes of all the guild's members, you see. As an Arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer events so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. And I do so enjoy seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. Jerk. Here, you may have this. Think of it as payment for your performance. Thanks. The final Game of Thrones book. Though you might consider passing the tome on to Clea, that is the reason you sought me out, was it not? Before you give Clea the grimoire, however, I must insist that you dance for her. I will know if you don't. Hey, Duct Tape, you just finished 5.0? Ooh, nice. Congrats. We're doing the Arcanist quest. Oh, all this Bane of interaction has simply exhausted me. It is time I return to my studies. You, on the other hand, should travel forthwith to the anchor yard in Limsa Laminsa. Be well, Melchan. We shall meet again. I am 100% certain of it. He's an interesting character. Alright. Back to Limsa. Laminsa. The anchor yard. Okay, this place, you rarely go to this place, it's just for certain quests. What's the best way to get there? Aft Castle. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. We got a new book. This way. Boing. Boing. Just passing through. My loins throb like Dalamud. My heart burns like Mega Flare. Oh my god. You have such a way with words, she says. That's, yeah. Gonna leave you two alone. Ah, here she is. My mind is ordinarily a whirlwind of probabilities and feints and counterattacks. But now there is naught but silence. This is how it once used to be, and perhaps how it always will be from now on. I want to hug her. I'll dance though instead. Were you always one for dancing? I don't recall any such Ah, you have met with our guildmaster, haven't you? Have you met with the guildmaster? Nah. It is typical of him to offer no introduction, but there is no mistaking the identity of the man you met. No one else takes such delight in seeing people perform unexpected acts of frivolity. But what could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak with you in person? Book. The leather binding of this recently crafted tome is uncracked, its pages still crisp. He gave you this grimoire to give to me? Uncanny. It is identical to the tome I received the first time I ever met our leader. You have my thanks, Melchan. The guildmaster is fond of games and mischief, and I understand the troublesome trials he likely put you through before deeming you worthy of his attention. With this gift, however, his message to me is abundantly clear. I am to shape reality into the one I desire. And that means defeating Dosmaga. Gods, my mind is alive again with strategies. I must have time to think. Pray inform Mistress Thubigheim of my return to duty. Nod. They're from the same clan of Makote. Ah, okay. Does he have a cupboard full of those? Assuming precondition C, the introduction of variable M would alter scenario A in a manner which would perforce require... No? Teleport. Shortcut. Seekers of the Sun clans all have an initial letter that designates their clan. Oh, I see. Yep. Because the U clan is the one out at the springs. Yep. Okay. That's a cool bit of lore. My throat's not doing too well. Oh, we've got one more quest and then we finish this one, and then I will finish up the stream. Playa has recovered from her despondency. This is wonderful news, and we have you to thank for it. It is unfortunate, however, that both Playa and our guildmaster are possessed of such impenetrable personalities. But at least in the case of the Foreseer, we have an inkling as to the nature of the cage that imprisons her. I continue to hope that their partnership with you shall gradually pry those bars apart. Return to your training, Milchan, and prepare yourself for the demanding tactics Playa is sure to formulate in the days ahead. Male surnames denote if they're the clan's breeding male or not. None is the breeding male, Tia is the non-breeding male. Ah, okay. That's cool. Sinking Dosmaga. I've been expecting you, Milchan. As ever, Playa's predictions prove accurate almost down to the moment, and her mind is especially sharp, with such a dangerous confrontation in the offing. The Yellow Jackets have contacted us with word of Dosmaga. It appears his merchant vessel is presently anchored off the coast of Bloodshore. Once the pirate's business there is concluded, rumour has it that he intends to embark on an extended voyage to the east. It will be some time before he returns once more to Limsa. If we pass up this opportunity, Playa will lose her chance to settle the score with Dosmaga, and we risk the Foreseer stumbling once more into blackest melancholy. Simply getting close enough to Dosmaga will prove difficult. Playa has, however, already formulated a solution, and has set her grand strategy into motion. Your first task in this undertaking is to travel to Costa del Sol and deliver this set of directions to a fisherman by the name of Reborn. More instructions will be forthcoming. Okay. A fisherman. Yes, cats be cats. That's why most of the adventuring cat boys you see are named something Tia. Okay, that's cool. There's a lot of really cool lore in this game. Whoosh. A fisherman. Alright. Give him some instructions. Real zone. What is it you want, lass? As you can see, I've me hands full with me fishing. A short list of orders drafted by Milvan's Gate Assessor Playa. Ah, thanks for that. I've been told to expect you. Here, you're to take one of me earrings and deliver it to the cook, Opilona. If you want to commune with the sea and her bounty, you gotta still your spirit and surrender your senses. When the fish ain't biting, you might as well enjoy the peace and quiet, eh? Alright, we deliver a fresh herring to Opilona. Which... So this is a fun little master plan that she's devised. Yes, and how might I help you? Master Gegaruju is expecting his supper any moment now. A fresh herring. Herring so fresh it still flaps its fins in one final desperate attempt to propel itself from your pack, through the air, and back into the sweet salt water it once called home. Oh, I feel bad for that now. A fresh herring? Why, the master does enjoy a bite of broiled fish of an evening. This might even earn me a few extra coins for this week's wages. Well, you have earned yourself one of my homemade eel pies. I should tell you, though, your Arcanist colleague was quite insistent that you take the pie to Master Gigaruju, rather than scoff it down yourself. Alright, now we have a pie. It's like a trading sequence in a Zelda game. That's not true for the Seekers of the Moon clans, who are mysterious and strange. Ah, okay. And what brings you to my, and I use the term facetiously, humble abode, dear madam? Such a heavenly aroma. Are you perchance carrying an eel pie about your person? How commendable that you should research the delicacies that tickle my fancy, before daring to intrude upon my most ponderous of ponderings. Speaking of ponderous, well, I was speaking of it, at least. I have a heavy purse of gil to persuade you to relinquish your claim on that pastry. Okay. The culinarian Opalona would have you believe her homemade eel pie is far more delicious than Mother Mion's realm-famous handmade eel pie. One moment, if you will. I've been instructed by a Milvan's Gate assessor to hand over this message to whoever delivers an eel pie to Master Gigaruju. Take the purse you received from Master Gigaruju and hand it to the dancer Eildgith as she prepares to return home. Playa. My character's like, what the frick? That's good. Clunk, 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 clunk. Clunking around your resort. Eildgith. Yes? If you're looking for a dancer, then I would first see your coin. I've 3 children to feed, and no time to waste on idle chat. A leather purse filled to bursting with gil. Oh my, that is quite a purse. My precious darlings will eat like kings this week. And such a simple job as well. I was told to expect you, you see. In return for the coin, I am to give you these. The leather satchel is from your Mikote friend, and the pario is from me. That last item you are to deliver to Drogo, the warehouse foreman. The next stage of this wild plan that we don't quite understand. Mel-chan's inner monologue. This fetch and delivery nonsense again. Drogo. I ain't got time for the likes of you. If I don't get me work squared away soon, the master will have me head on a pike. Huh? You got something for me, you say? A well-worn pario. A colourful cotton undergarment worn for countless summers by the dancer Eildgith. Okay. Hey now, ain't this Eildgith's pario? That Mikote lass said someone would be bringing me a gift but I couldn't refuse. And stick me with a pitchfork if she weren't telling the God's own truth. Here, you're supposed to have this bottle of wine. Take it to the Flying Shark and pour a cup for the sailors what are drinking there. That's what she told me to tell you, any road. I'd watch me back if I was you though, lass. Them sailors are the meanest bunch of cutthroats I ever did see. You want me to taste your wine, eh? Well now, I ain't one to pass up free grog. Wine so old, no one alive can remember when it was bottled. The cork appears to still be intact. Limlane's teats. Now that's a bloody fine drop. If we ship this stuff to the east, we'll be selling bottles by the crate. You're coming with us back to the Morning Star. The captain will want to have a word with you. Agreed aboard the morning... Nah. Are you trying to turn down me business proposition? I reckon you might want to think again. Okay. There's a good lass. And as for you, Miss Dancer, you stick close to old Hurt's Scrat. It gets damn cold on them long sea voyages. Shh, we'll talk later. Your cat's being weird again? She's prowling around your room, possibly looking for a new nook to rest in? Oh, or to nest in? Cute. Oh, hi. Speak with her Scrat. Just over there. Clunk. Hello, I am here. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Hush now, Melchan. Make ready. And I'll need that satchel you received from Ildgith in a short while. You ready then? We'll be off as soon as the boat's loaded. Yes. Let's go. Ah, fine grog and a fine woman. The captain will be pleased with this haul. Pray do not stare so. This was the most expedient method of gaining access to the ship. I will take that satchel from you now. You may have it back after I take the items I need. Hey. What mischief are you two about? I was merely borrowing some clothes. You wouldn't wish me to catch a chill from this brisk ocean air, would you? You'll be dancing yourself warm once we get you on the ship, lass. You better slip off that ratty robe before you meet the captain. Hey, Lithog, welcome. Welcome to the stream. You hear your cat bumping around under your bed. Cats. Of course, of course. I'll be happy to show him the performance that awaits. The bitch Admiral's lapdog. Come back for that lesson, have you? It is I who shall be teaching this day. My lecture will focus on the manipulation of reality through applied strategy. Ooh. Enough of this damn yapping. By the time I'm done with you, you'll remember who your real master is. Battle! Sweep aside the crew of the Morning Star and defeat Dosmaga. Mochan, this geometry will turn the tide of the battle. Yeah, so she's got this cool little field set up that makes us take less damage. Not sure why she's not standing in it though. There we go, she came back. Things that go bump in the night. Your cat. Oh god. 1,000 more pirates. Hey, come back, I was gonna... Thank you. Whoosh! Now I spread my dots to everything. Fight, you worthless sea slugs. I ought to kill all the lot of you. Oh, ow, ow, ow. I'm standing in things. I'm going to try not doing that. See if that works. Yes, probably a good idea not to stand in all of those. You rabid little cur. Our numbers matter not. It is strategy that will win this battle. Prepare yourself, Dosmaga. With your defeat will I cast off the shackles you closed on my soul. You think so, eh? Think your fancy magics are a match for my blade? You've got another thing coming. Gonna smack you with a book. Your brutalized crew is not up to the task, Dosmaga. I calculate our odds of victory at 99%. So you can handle a few deck scrags. The axe will carve your pretty plans into bloody ruin. Phew. Dosmaga Poison Heart. Yeah, that's a fitting name for this jerk. Poison Heart. Oh yeah, we've still got the nice field over here. Rip. Wrecked him. Guess she's done now. She's finally settling on your bed. Ah, cute. Dosmaga now faces defeat. He will flee to the starboard rail. Obvious. Next comes his attempt to escape into the sea. You think you're pulling me strings, do you? Think I'll dance to your tune? Well, I ain't falling for your bloody tricks. It is at this moment he notices the yellow jackets I had you summon in my explicit instructions to Rilzern. Ha ha. You were a fool to return, Dozmaga. I hear you're fond of shackles, so we brought a set especially for you. Sweet justice. Against a slaver. Blech. Slavers. Thus concludes today's lecture. Thank you, Melchan. This strategy would not have succeeded without your flawless execution. Which suggests that my tactics yet require more work. One must allow for some small deviation in performance. I believe, however, that I now understand where my calculations went awry. It is not enough to wish to shape reality. One must also have a complete understanding of the reality one wishes to obtain. It is time I sought out our guildmaster. Nod. Pray convey to Mistress Thurbergine my fondest wishes, and my appreciation for all that she has done for me. The true test of my strategies now begins. Aww. Well, she's gone. Oop. Better go let Thurbergine know. Hi. Welcome back, Melchan. There is much I would ask you, but first, may I have the satchel you received during your assignment? Odd leather satchel. The veil of mystery surrounding this otherwise ordinary sack is so thick it could suffocate an aurochs. The original owner needs her costume back, you see. I'll make sure everything is returned safe and sound. Now, let us speak of Clea. I'm glad to know that she has finally freed herself to pursue her heart's desire. And you are to thank for awakening the Foreseer to her self-imposed fetters. The brilliance of Clea's strategy served to blind her to her own feelings, and it pained me to see her suffer so. Your example may even encourage Clea to improve her combat abilities, although such will surely come in time. After all, she intends to study under the Guildmaster's direct instruction. Imagine those two obsessive Arcanists, and the complexity of the tactics they will develop. It may very well be that your actions in bringing them together will prove the catalyst that sparks a new era of invention in the art of Arcanima. You too should look to the improvement of your discipline if you are to keep pace with all that is certain to follow. To that end, I offer you a new technique. one that allows you to affect a wide swath of the battlefield and drain the life force of your foes. Bum bum bum. Action learned. Bane. Oh yeah, I was using that in that quest. That's the one that it lets you spread your damage over time effects to nearby enemies. It's really nice. And that's the end of the Arcanist quests. Salutations, Mel-chan. The upper echelons of academia echo with praise for your achievements. It is not every Arcanist who masters the art of summoning and excels in the field of scholarly research. My initiates would do well to emulate your uncompromising pursuit of enlightenment. How fares the guild? Ever since Clya departed to study under the guildmaster, her contributions to the guild, as both an administrator and a field assessor, have dramatically increased. Even more so than before, the force here proves herself an indispensable research of Milvan's Gate. The guildmaster, as is his wont, continues to send in sporadic reports of his research, though, admittedly, the details of his works with Clya are suspiciously absent. I am curious as to how the two of them are getting along. No news is good news, I suppose. I hope we get to meet them again in future. What could you tell me of Arcanist? Oh, he did say that was a 100% chance of meeting us again, so I imagine they show up again. Now that the secrets of the summoner and the scholar have fallen to your intellect, one would expect you to neglect your humble Arcanist beginnings. I am glad to see that the attainment of knowledge has not brought you an equal measure of arrogance. The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was their efforts to express the nature of aether in mathematical terms that gave rise to the exacting science that we practice today. These definitive formulas are represented by arcane geometries, patterns that allow Arcanists to manipulate etheric energy and produce specific effects. The ability to shape this energy also allows practitioners to manifest arcane entities, known collectively as carbuncle. This is perhaps the most defining power attributed to the art of Arcanima. What if I'm a different class? No, she doesn't care? Okay. Some of them care, some don't. Put that soul crystal back on. Okay. So yeah. That class then becomes Summoner and Scholar. So next time I stream we'll do both of those. Yes, it's really interesting the way it splits off like that. Summoner continues on being a DPS class, while Scholar becomes a healer. So yeah, we'll do that next time. And their levels are tied together as well, so as you level Summoner, you also level Scholar, and vice versa. So that's cool. Okay, yeah, I really like the Arcanist storyline. Really strong characterization, I think. Okay, who is streaming? Not many people at the moment. Don't know. Well, there's no one that I want to host. Yeah, well, I'll just end the stream then. Well, I'll see you all next time. See ya.